Hi guys, welcome back. Today I'm going to be doing a fun little video at Nadali Beauty, which is a salon located in Howard County, Maryland. Today I have this beautiful model, Victoria, and she is going to be receiving a little bit of a brow service. I'm going to be filling in her brows with both a pencil and also a powder. She just got her brows threaded. They did it here. And now we're going to show you guys how we go from this to super snatched. So if you want to continue watching, then please go ahead and do so. Okay, so we're first going to go ahead and start off with this brow right here. And as you can see, it looks so nice and fresh. And right now I'm just going to be taking this Benefit tweezer, and it has this nice spoolie brush right up here. This is one of my favorites because I'm able to really brush the hairs exactly where I want them to go. So now that I have brushed both of the brows, I'm going to go ahead and take this palette right here. This is my Morphe Brow 8 palette. I love using this palette because I have a very nice large selection of colors to work from. This is perfect for any artist who is looking for a diverse palette, and I feel like with powder you really get to create a very soft brow. So I'm going to be taking this nice brush right here. It's angled, which I feel like is perfect for really getting that definition through the brows, and then we're going to go ahead and start to fill in the brow. So I like to start off with a lighter color. Just going to outline her brow. You never want to create a new shape. You always want to make sure that the shape stays the same as the shape that she already has. I just feel like the guideline that threading gives you is so nice and precise, and just is much easier for you to really get a beautiful shape. Towards the front, you want to make sure that it's not as intense. You want to make it softer so that it's able to really kind of fade and have like a nice feathery fluffy effect. And then in the middle is where you can kind of use a little bit more of that product. And then whatever you have left from the middle, you can just slowly fade it out into the ends of the brow. For a more natural brow, I always recommend using either a powder or a pencil because you're able to really manipulate those strokes lightly, as opposed to using a dip brow, which is that pomade. It tends to give you a very, very structured, more intense look. She has a pretty good amount of brow hair on both brows, so she really doesn't need that much product. So another one of my favorite essentials is the Benefit 24-Hour Brow Setter, which is a staple in anybody's collection, especially during these hot months where we tend to get a little bit sweaty sometimes. We always like to make sure that we use something that will hold the brows in place. So I just like to apply this right on the brows and in any areas where you may feel like your brows may go a little bit downwards. So now I'm going to be taking this Morphe palette, and this is my 9FC palette, and it looks like this. It's a little messy. I get a good use of it, but I'm going to be taking this nice peach pearl brush, precise brush, and I'm going to be using this to just highlight her brow bone right here, so it can kind of give it a little bit of a pop, and it also helps really structure the brow. I usually like to do the brows before I do anything with the eye makeup because I'm able to bring that either concealer or foundation downwards onto the lid and kind of use it as a base for eyeshadow. Or you could just leave it like this. It makes a really pretty lid color, and it covers any type of veins or darkness or anything that you may have right in this area. As you can see, you can tell the difference between having brow on with no brow on. So now we're going to be taking a brow pencil, and this one is actually phenomenal because it's super affordable, so you don't have to break the bank to get this pencil. This one is e.l.f. It is in the color taupe, and with this brow pencil it has both the spoolie and then it has this side where it is the pencil. I have used this before and I like the fact that it's really, really nicely pigmented. I find that with some brow pencils you have to work a lot to create that color, but with this one right away you can create exactly what you want without having to put too much pressure. You don't have to worry about it breaking because it already gives you that really nice pigmentation. You can find this at Target, you can find this at Walmart, you can find this at Ulta. Pretty much any drugstore you go to, you will be able to find this e.l.f. brow pencil. So the first thing I'm going to go ahead and do is start off by just lining her eyebrow, following the exact shape that is on her face. As I'm going in and creating the shape, I'm filling in her eyebrow. So for the front of the brow, I'm doing the exact same thing I did with the brush. I'm just taking it upwards and just feathering it out. I find that this technique works the best. Whether you're using a pomade, a pencil, or a brush and powder, I just feel like the front never needs to be too overdone. You can always go back in, and if there's any areas where you feel like need a little bit more work, you can always go and take a little bit of powder and powder some edges. And then I'm taking the Benefit 24-Hour Brow Setter, and I'm just going to be setting the brow in place. Like I mentioned, this is a very important step just to lock in the brows, especially if you have brows that kind of tend to go all over the place. And right now I'm just doing the same thing I did on the other side, where I went in and just kind of cleaned up the brow, gave it a more precise look, and also arched this arch right here a little bit more. And there we have it. A very fresh faced eyebrow look. With both sides, it looks very beautiful and clean and precise. But like I mentioned, what really makes the brows look that much better is when they're freshly threaded. So I really recommend threading service, and you can come to Nadali Beauty for that, because they offer exceptional services here for that, and you can see her eyebrows look absolutely beautiful. Whether you fill them in or leave them natural, they're gonna look good once threaded. So you guys can see for the powder, you can see it's a little bit more of a fuller look, and then with the pencil, if you want to go for a more natural look, it can give you a more lighter natural touch, but still nice and defined and ready to conquer the day.